Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome. It is Tuesday, and we are starting our lessons with a number talk. So today, our number talk is how many ways to make. And from our number, we can see that our number for today is 75. So how many ways to make 75? So right now, I'm going to be asking for a visual representation, and that can look like so many different things. So just think about how would you represent 75? And remember, we want to make sure that we are clearly writing our representation, and we are writing it down so that we can keep it in our math journal or math book, and we can look back at it if we ever want to refresh ourselves on how to make a 75. So teachers, when you're ready, just put a thumb up, and then friends at home, remember you can press the pause button to give yourself more think time and more work time. I see Miss Hernandez is ready. Miss Rosales is ready, waiting for one more friend. And Miss T, we're all ready. Okay. Miss T, can you start off by sharing what you did to visually represent 75?
Sure. So I thought of the next 10 that was close to 75, and I did a subtraction problem. And so I did 80 minus 5 equals 75. And then I did it on a number line as well because I knew 75 is in between 70 and 80, and it's right in the middle.
Okay. Ooh, beautiful. And you showed it in a number line. That's a different number line. So we have 70 is our first number. And then I love how you put right there in the halfway mark, you made sure that there was enough space on both sides, equal amount of space on your number line.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we talked about last week on how we want to make sure that the spaces in between our what do we call these lines again? I forgot.
Tick markers or markers.
Tick marks or markers, right, is the same space. It's the same distance between each one. So then we had 75 right in the middle of 70 and 80. Thank you, Ms. T, for sharing your visual representation of 75. Mm-hmm. All right, Ms. Rosales, would you like to share your visual representation of 75?
Sure, I did coins.
Ooh, and that's really great because this week, yesterday in our counting collections, we were talking about how I have coins and I was sorting them in my counting collection. And this is a great representation because, can you tell us more about the coins, Mr. Rosales?
Sure, they are a representation of what a quarter is. And if you have 4 quarters, I only have 3 here. Their value is 25, and 4 quarters make $1.
Beautiful. And I'm not as much of an artist as Ms. Rosales is, so I'm just writing the circle with 25 cents and the symbol for cents. There you go. A quarter, yes. So everyone, a quarter is one of the largest coins that we have in our piggy banks, and its value is 25 cents. So if we had 2 quarters, that would make 25 and 25 make
50
cents. And then we add another coin of 25 cents. And we get 75 cents. Thank you, Mr. Rosales, for really connecting to our counting collections from yesterday. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Ms. Hernandez, how can you visually represent 75?
Yes, so in my mind, I was thinking of a number bond. So I broke down the 75 to a 70 and a 5. And I know that when I add the 70 plus 5, that's going to equal 75. I'm trying to write backwards.
No, beautiful. Thank you. And I love how you wrote that number sentence. I'm going to write it here on the bottom. So we know that 70, right? 70 is 7 tens plus 5 ones is going to give us 75. Thank you for that visual representation, Ms. Hernandez. Now I want us to create a number sentence using 75. So remember, we're trying to make 75. So our answer, either the sum or the difference, would be 75. So I want to see what you have, and I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to push you in any way. So I just want to see what you come up with. And remember, friends at home, your answers might be different, but as long as they equal 75, they're perfect. You can give yourself more thinking time and more working time by pressing that pause button. Beautiful. Waiting for one more friend. Ooh, we're all great. Okay, Miss Rosales, can you share with us your number sentence or equation?
So actually, thank you for reminding me
Okay.
that I need a number sentence at the bottom. Give me one. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
So I went with what Ms. Hernandez shared with us. Ms.
Perfect.
Hernandez said a number bond. And something that I wanted to make sure that I tie back in is that I started with 75 and I wanted to come up with a minuend for that end result or that difference. So then I thought to myself, well, I need a larger number for my minuend. So I added 10 more because I feel comfortable adding 10 more. And using this number bond, 75 and 10 more is going to give me 85. So then I wrote 85 minus 10 is going to give me back my 75.
So I need clarification. I just forgot. The minuend is still 75, correct?
No, the minuend is 85.
Oh, okay. I messed up. Thank you for that clarification. So I'm trying to put it here so that we can see it and we can remember those vocabulary words, because these are math words that we want to remember in the future, because it'll help us use vocabulary, use the right math vocabulary when we're talking about number sentences and equations. So minuend.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Okay.
And then that's my subtrahend, and that's the difference.
Subtrahend.
With an A. TRA.
Thank you. And then our difference is right here, our difference. Just so we have a guide when we're looking at the vocabulary. Thank you, Mr. Lawless. So then we had, and then we had 85 as our minuend minus 10 equals 75. And thank you for showing, yes.
Sorry, then there needs to be a correction. My difference is 75 and my subtrahend is 10.
Oh yeah, so our number sentence needs to be changed. Correct?
Well, I was going to say the vocabulary needs to be changed, but either way.
Oh, so how did you do it? How did you write your number sentence?
I made the difference my 75.
Okay, so let's do that how you did it. So I need to change the vocabulary we have up here. Okay,
Sorry.
and that means that our difference, remember, difference is always what it equals. And in this case, our difference is 75 because we're trying to make 75. So that would be our difference. So I'm going to write it right here, difference. And then our subtrahend is 10. That is what we are subtracting from our minuend. Subtrahend. Beautiful. All right. And Miss T, what math equation did you come up with?
So I was actually looking at Ms. Rosales' money talk, and I was thinking, oh, that's right, 3/4 does make 75. And I always think of it in dollars, so I know an extra quarter would be $1. So what I wrote was 100, which is basically $1, because I know that 75 plus 25 is $1, which is like 100. So I did 100 minus 25 equals 75. Because if I'm thinking about it in quarters, these would all make $1, but if I took one away, it would be 75 cents.
And so usually in when we have $1, we have 4 quarters, right?
Yep.
4 quarters. And I'm doing my little circles. And then if we want to subtract one of those quarters, because 25 cents is 1/4, we can use our, I'm going to use a marker to really show that I'm crossing it out, right?
That was a better way to do it. So I could just do like that. I like how you did that. Miss.
Oh, thank you. Crossing it out, and then we would add our next dollar. I mean, we would add the answer, right? Which is equal to 75, which is just 1, 2, 3/4, and that would be our answer. What we have left. Beautiful. I love that we're connecting it back to our counting collections. And last but not least, Ms. Hernandez, did you come up with a number sentence or number equation that we can add to our thinking?
Yes, I did. And I was actually thinking similar to Miss Rosales' number sentence.
Ooh.
85 take away 10 equals 75. But I was thinking in terms of place value. So I know that if I have 85, I have my 8 tens, my 5 ones. And since I'm taking away 1 10, I'm going to erase or take away 1 10. And that will leave me with 75 as my difference.
Beautiful. So we have 8 tens, and then we had those 5 ones, because 85 is composed of 8 tens and 5 ones. And then if we took away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're taking away the 10, which is only 1 10, we need to cross out a 10 here. And I like to use red to show a different color to show my crossing out. And then it shows that we have a total of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. And we checked our answer, and 85 minus 10 does equal 75. So these are 2 different ways that we can show using a number bond. That's one strategy, and using tens and ones, which is a different strategy. And there's so many other strategies we can use to check this this specific number sentence. So great job, everyone. And remember, friends at home, you can add on to this. These aren't the only way you can create 75. There are so many other ways, and we love to see all of the ways that you can create 75. So if you would like to take a picture of how you did it, just upload it to Seesaw, or you can't comment on the box anymore, but you can upload your work to Seesaw. And we'll see you in a bit. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.